Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. And let's check out the injury report. 5 players unavailable tonight.
5 players scratched from the game. If you're one of the healthy players, you're going to get all you can eat.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Jordan. Green is out there with Harris. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Harden in at the point. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the center position. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Left side Jackson. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Green passes to Harden. The Nets working the ball around now. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, Kyrie Irving has such a good sense of when his teammates are going to create an opportunity, and he puts the pass on time and on target.
Now, here's George. Count that one. And both teams, Doris, battling injuries.
Kevin, we have seen that when someone is injured, that means an opportunity for a bench player to show what they have. And the coaching staff maybe has to get a little bit more creative than usual.
And on the way from Irving for 3. No good on that one. The Clippers go the other way with it. Leonard inside, guarded by Harris. And Batum kicks to Jackson. Leonard on the wing, over Harris. Leonard, no luck.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Harden the pass to Green. Irving for 3. The Clippers grab the miss.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Leonard finds Jackson. Back to Leonard. Wants to get it to Zubac, and does.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass. When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the 3-pointer by Brooklyn. Zubac kicks to Leonard. And here's George for 3. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Nets leading by 3. Kicks it out to Harden. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Nicholas Batum. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Paul George. And the Nets also making a change. Griffin's checked in. Harden surveying the D. Pass to Griffin. And he dunks it right on Patrick Patterson. Ouch!
Man, one for the highlight reel. And you see after multiple knee surgeries, Griffin can still get up.
Harden against Rondo. That one's off. Still out of sync.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Here's Mann. Doesn't go for him. Good D by Irving.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Kicks it to Harden. Back to Irving. Clock at 6. Right side Aldridge. Oh, Griffin in position. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds. The Clippers take possession.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. Clippers trail by 10. outside Rondo. And Patterson kicks to Rondo. From outside, off the mark. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for James Harden. Nets leading by 10. And there's the pass to Claxton. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
Great positioning on the putback.
Well, you have to get something out of that possession, and thanks to Patterson's work on the glass, heads-up play to score that.
Johnson dishes to Irving. Johnson, the pass to Griffin. Over Morris. The kick out to Irving. Here's Johnson. Here's Brown. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets going into the break with a 10-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just... Naturally a ball-dominant player, James Harden talked to us about others setting...
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Of course, I'll play.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big games.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
We've got Luke Kennard. Marcus Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's man in at the 2. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Claxton the pass to Irving. Offensive rebound. And Griffin stays with it.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's Rondo with the ball for Los Angeles. A 12-point game. Morris right side. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, a convincing finish by Patrick Patterson, giving us a demonstration of the kind of power he has at his disposal.
Johnson goes in. Pass to Claxton. Johnson kicks to Green. Griffin against Morris. Just 5 to shoot. Right at the free throw line. That shot by Griffin, no good. Clippers trail by 10. Here's Kennard. And that one is hammered home.
And when you're open, Rondo finds you, always has his head on a swivel.
The Nets have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Johnson down low. Griffin kicks to Johnson. Irving surveying the floor. Over Rondo. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Irving's got 5.
You have to respect the in-between game of Kyrie Irving. Straight up. Yeah, that's how you have to play this guy. You got to play him straight up and be balanced.
Patterson inside. Griffin on him. Patterson passes to man. To the left side wing. Rondo wide open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Johnson finds Irving. The Nets working the ball around now. Back to Green. Over Morris. Kicks it out to Johnson. Rondo with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Count that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Patterson.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Irving against Rondo. Green, the pass to Claxton. Griffin trying to get open. Claxton with the bucket. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well, to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Kennard kicks to Rondo. Shot clock at 5. No good on the 3.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Pass to Green. Here's Irving. To the inside, Claxton. Green passes to Irving. Left side, Griffin. From deep, Green. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Johnson. Left side, Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Well, terrific job by Tyler Johnson to do exactly what they want him to do, find his open teammates.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Rondo. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. The free throw drops for Rondo.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball, exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
Harden kicks to Brown. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Brown. And the Nets lead by 13. Now here's Rondo. 2 on the clock. And the layup is up and in. Rondo's got 5 points so far.
And although not the biggest guy, you got to love how Rondo uses his body inside. Has a great touch as well around the rim.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, good to see you back. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They lead by 11. And over to Shaq. Thanks for joining.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
It felt like his work on the interior really gave this offense a boost. Let's see if he can dominate the rest of the way.
So for Brooklyn now, they've got Green, Harden out there with Irving. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. Yep, that one goes. And that's now 7 points for Kyrie Irving.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And Jordan sends it back.
Boy, the wingspan of DeAndre Jordan. This guy sends it back with a message.
And the wide open shot from Green. Misses the 3. Clippers trail by 13.
And DeAndre Jordan, not the same impact center he once was, but he's done a great job of acting as a leader for this team.
Well, you think about DeAndre Jordan's career, Greg, and over the course of time, he's played a number of different roles. What you like about what he did this past season is, even though in a changing role, he still tried to make an impact. That's called being a teammate.
6 to shoot. And here's Harris from the arc. Batum grabs the miss. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. To the middle, and stolen by Jordan. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Harden. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And Batum kicks to Leonard. Off target with his 3. Brooklyn leading by 11. One-on-one fast break. And Harris wide open. He shoots that one a little long.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
George passes to Zubac. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland, where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Brown drives in, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Nicholas Batum. The Nets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. One free throw good from Brown, and Brooklyn making a change here. Griffin's checked in, and good on the second, so he makes them both. Clippers trail by 11. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Harden against George. Passes it to Zubac. The 10-footer finds the target. Zubac has got 6.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Griffin down low. Defended by Batum. That shot by Griffin, no good. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Leonard attacking. Here's Batum. Outside, George. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. A floater. He muscles it in through. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Rondo comes in for Jackson.
And the way Harden plays the game, incredible. So much energy and really as creative as they come.
Rondo kicks to Morris. Rondo against Brown. Back to Morris. Just 5 on the clock. 3-pointer. And it's James Harden with the rebound. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Rondo. Here's George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
See, I don't think you can teach that. Paul George going right into contact. You love that aggressiveness.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
And on the way from Irving for 3, Morris with the rebound. Clippers trail by 9. Leonard finds Patterson. Back to Leonard. Banked in off the glass.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Irving with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. It's Aldridge penetrating. And he gets it to go. Aldridge has got his second basket of the game.
And immediately looking for the open man when the double team comes to him.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Morris. Back to Rondo. Patterson passes to Rondo. Inside. Patterson can't get it to go. Here's Claxton. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And now it's an 11-point Nets lead.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
And here at the end. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the 4th quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got Rajon Rondo. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2. He dishes it to Batum. Zubac kicks to George. Good D by Harden. Brooklyn leading by 11. Claxton the pass to Aldridge. Here's Claxton. The kick out to Irving. The 11-footer. Down low. Over Rondo. No good from Irving. And Los Angeles guys shooting around 40% from the floor here. George passes to Zubac. A 3 from Leonard. Fader on the way. Got a hand on it. It's stolen by Rondo. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's George. Finished off the break. George has got it back down to single digits for the Clippers.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
It's stolen by Rondo. And now the Clippers on the break. George has got the ball. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Irving dishes to Aldridge. The kick out to Irving. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Irving. The pass to George. To the paint, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge. The free throw drops for Zubac. So for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Griffin comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Tyler Johnson in for James Harden.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Jordan kicks to Griffin. Leonard with the steal. Outside, George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Brown finds Griffin. Shoots over Batum. Shakes him. And it's Griffin getting it to go.
And you can see how the team rallies around Griffin in these situations. And their faith is not misplaced. He plays with such heart.
George against Brown. Outside for Batum. Leonard on the wing. The 3. Rebounded by the Nets. They've led by as many as 14 points. The drive by Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, DJ at his very best. Leave no doubt with that dunk. Go ahead, Mr. Jordan.
1:35 left in the game. George passes to Zubac. And Batum kicks to George. And George with the stuff.
These are the shots we have come to expect from Paul George. This guy is cold-blooded.
Timeout called, the Nets. They're up by 4. 124 left to play in the final quarter. And now let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Looking at his out there now for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Wells. Irving comes in for Brown. And it's Harden in for Tyler Johnson. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. The focus of his speech was hustle. He told his players, those guys are going to come at us. We have to match their intensity, and we have to play with a great deal of energy. We're all in here, fellas. Kevin?
An extraordinary improvement over the course of his career by Kawhi Leonard. He has now turned himself into one of the game's best, if not the best, two-way player.
And so the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. .50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Morris outside. They swipe it. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it. The fast break chance. And that'll be 2 free throws. The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Outside Griffin. The dish to Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up. Bank shot. No good. Outside George. No good. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
Kevin.
And here were the Clippers arriving earlier, getting men.
Well, guys,
He's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Batum, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the center, filling out the middle. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. In the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking to be overly aggressive with their scoring prowess and to try to make plays sometimes feel secondary.
And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul. We're about 1 minute into the first. Now Lillard. Passes to Nurkic to the inside. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Jackson with it. Outside, George. From past the arc. And no good that time. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. And it's McCollum off the drive. And Portland turns it over again. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Outside Jackson. Outside for Batum. Over in the corner, Zubats. Inside. Jackson misses.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Here's McCollum. Takes it out to Covington. Goes up again. No good there. Great D that time from Batum. The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use. And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. George passes to Zubats. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And Covington maybe not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Dennis Cantor's checked in for Portland. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington.
Yeah, not something you want to do. You let Lillard drive all the way to the rack, and he will throw it down.
McCollum against George. From 13. No good from Zubats.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Quick fire on that shot. Melo with the catch-and-shoot jumper. No defense for that play.
George looking over the floor. And the Clippers miss again. Trailblazers leading by 3. Here's Lillard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
Now here's Rondo. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
How about Melo rising up quick to that one there? Nice shot block.
Simons the pass to Lillard. The three-pointer no good. Clippers trail by 5.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Patterson, that's good.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Rondo against Lillard. Back to Cantor. Lillard outside. Second chance shot. Here's Anthony. Plenty of space. Rebound by the Clippers. Here's Rondo. And cut. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Lillard becoming better at staying patient, knowing that at any point in a possession, he can take advantage of somebody. That time he found the open man.
Here's Patterson. Off with the layup. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Trailblazers. They lead by 5. We've got more in store for you right after this. And catching up with Luke Kennard.
This game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers, guys, what do you think?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now, Marcus Morris is out there with Kennard. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the 2 spot. Here's Lillard following the basket by Marcus Morris. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Pass to Simons. Kicks it out to Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. Over Jackson. And it's Lillard missing.
The D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time. And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Now here's Jones. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. It's tipped. Here's Patterson. And the rebound by Nurkic. Portland leading by 5. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Now here's Jones following the shot by Patrick Patterson.
Wow.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's McCollum. The Clippers getting the bucket. Covington dishes to McCollum. Down low, Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 6. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Right side, George. Kicks it out to Leonard. George against foul. Back to Leonard. Shoots the 3. No good that time.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Now McCollum a blur that time in transition. A quick-footed guard who runs the floor like a gazelle.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's George. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts. Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they are forming now in the NBA?
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Leonard with the steal. George against Jones. And George gets it to go.
What awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
Now here's Powell. Stolen by George. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Leonard got the ball.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
And the basket by McCollum.
Well, this is where that sweet handle of McCollum's comes into play. When he goes on the dribble drive, very few defenders can get in good position to slow him down.
Now, here's George. Rebounded by Covington. Back to Batum. And here's George for three. And it's Portland with the rebound.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's McCollum. Over Jackson. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. McCollum's got 6 points. And a deep three from George. No good on the last second attempt there. And a... All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At its highest, their lead topped out at 5. And that'll do.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Here's Lillard.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Powell in at the three, the small forward. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Stolen by Zubac. Now the Clippers moving it up. Jackson's got the ball. And that one's good. Leonard.
And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
What's the screen? Lillard against Jackson. And good that time.
Smart and aggressive. Lillard repeatedly dominating the pick and roll set.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Jackson passes to Zubac. Again, Los Angeles.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. And the layup's good off the glass. Lillard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, compact and strong. Lillard using his frame and still finishes.
Outside, George. Good D by McCollum.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Anthony kicks to McCollum. Back to Anthony. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists now in this one. McCollum against George. Sweet move. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. George has got 6 points.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Portland leading. McCollum outside. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And it's in there. He's got 8.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
Outside Jackson. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And the dunk by Zubac.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Lillard way outside. And the 3 off target.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
Here's Leonard, following the score by Damian Lillard. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
And here is Morris after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. Here's Mann and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass and stolen by Patterson. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Rondo.
Can't guard Rondo lightly. Even from inside, he's capable of finding a way to get to a shooting window and score.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. Here's Lillard. He's got 13. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Nurkic has got 6 points.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Misses the layup.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
On the wing, Jones, covered by Morris. Good on the bucket. 5 seconds left to play here in the third. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We'll return shortly. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Batuma's out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Morris in at the 3.
Excellent job of simply taking what the defense offered up.
Portland leading by 5. Here's Simons. The pass to Canner. Shoots over Patterson. Another shot. Pass to Simons. Shot clock at 6. Here's Cantor. To the wing on the left. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Rondo finds Patterson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Yeah, there's no excuse right there for not covering one of the guys on the floor, and that's Rondo around the rim where he can score.
Here's Simons. That three off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And George, here we go. No good that time. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Covered by Morris. In the corner, it's Little. To the wing right side. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. So it's Portland now. Simons, the pass to Anthony. Over George. They get it back. A second chance effort. And Cantor with the lay-in. Good. Cantor's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Rondo. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Moves back up. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
How many thousands of times have we seen Melo in that position to pick up a shooting foul and to force the defense to foul him?
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Portland. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. And then for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Now here's Jackson. Passes it to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Lillard looking around. Here's Cantor. Back to McCollum. Fires from deep. Drills the three-pointer. McCollum's got the lead up to 10 now for Portland.
CJ just so smooth and is a marksman from 3.
There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. Jackson kicks to George. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Kicks it out to McCollum. Off target from three-point range. Clippers trail by 10. Jackson finds George. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Lillard against Jackson. Kicks it out to McCollum. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Just so good off the pass. McCollum set up and ready at all times.
Outside Jackson. Zubac trying to break loose.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. Pushing it up. Leonard on the wing. Lots of room. And Cantor pulls it down. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Well, certainly. If they just play smart, this game's over.
He kicks it to Little. Trying to find Cantor. Gets it to him. Here's McCollum. Lays it up off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
And so it's Portland winning this one. There below is Barkley. And as
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
They say misery loves company, and both teams now suffering with injuries. But in the end, it balances out.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. And for Brooklyn, we've got Jordan. Joe Harris is out there with Green. Then it's Harden, and it's Irving at the 2 guard. Here is Harden. From deep three-point range, rebounded by McCollum. To the middle, here's Powell. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Not many teams have the personnel, Greg, to work the ball through the post, but that's what we're going to see plenty of tonight. These two teams can do it.
No doubt, Kevin. It can really add a dimension to your offense, and it creates different rotations defensively, especially when you've got someone down low that's going to demand a double team. And so I'm interested to see, in essence, some old school basketball in terms of how teams rotate out of that post.
I am too. Now Nurkic. Jeff Green missing from long range. And stolen by Jordan. Out to Harris. Lets the 3 fly. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Powell, the pass to Covington. Lillard surveying the D. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Hard to believe Lillard missed out on a couple of All-Star selections. I mean, in seasons where he averaged over 25 points a game.
And here's Covington from the arc. The rebound by Harden. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. A shot by Jordan, no good. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Nurkic kicks to Covington. Hits it from three-point range.
And Covington, this is one of his favorite shots. He's a lights-out perimeter shooter with textbook form.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, he had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
Now here's Covington, following the miss by C.J. McCollum. Clock at 6. Elbow shot. Lillard misses. Nets trail by 3. It's Harden with the drive. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Oh, and Harden is so quick to the cup, just exposing the weak defense with his speed.
Lillard outside. Irving with the steal. We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. Again, the miss by Harden.
He just can't find the touch this quarter. He's got to keep grinding, though, and looking for the best shot possible.
That's tipped. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Harris outside. Back to Harden. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. Powell, no one around him, sinks the three-pointer. Powell's got 5.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
Pass to Green. .59 seconds left in the first. Here is Lillard. The pass to Covington. Lillard against Harden. McCollum outside. 5 on the clock. The 3. And another 3 for Portland.
And sometimes McCollum is automatic from there. You can't give him this shot if you're the D.
Feeds it to Green. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Now Lillard passes it to McCollum. Lillard outside. Back to McCollum. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Covington's shot is off.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by 3. Live. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
They've got Luwawu. Griffin is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Brown. And it's Johnson in at point guard. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid. And now he's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. he's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play, excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. To the inside. Shot from free throw range, and it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Aldridge.
That mid-range, Jay, just no problem for a big man like LaMarcus Aldridge. Really, he has patented that jump shot.
Jones looking for an opening. Pass to Simons. He feeds it to Cantor, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
It was great to see Cantor's willingness to bang and bump down low. He brings so much toughness to his team.
The Trailblazers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. And Cantor drops them both. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Griffin kicks to Aldridge. It's stolen by Little. Here's Simons. There's the feed to Cantor. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
And a new group in for the Nets. Nets trail by 6. The dish to Harden. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Back to Irving. Jordan. It's good on the putback.
One thing never changes in the NBA. Jordan will always be there among the top offensive rebounders in the league.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Simons, guarded by Harden. 5 to shoot. Releases. Hands on the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Portland. C.J. McCollum. Anthony on the wing. Just 3 to shoot. Down low. Here's Cantor. And Jordan sends it back.
And really, that's the brilliance of Jordan. Just denying those shots there with tremendous power.
A tremendous mobile 1 block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
Harden has a wide open look. Connects from 3-point range. Now just a 1-point Portland lead.
What confidence from Harden. He's a lethal 3-point shooter. He knows he has the green light. And last season we saw teams double and trap James Harden more than any other player in the league. As soon as he crossed half court, they did not want the ball in his hands. I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him now.
Now here's Harden. 5 points in the game. Here's Harris. Kicks it out to Harden. From deep. That shot off the mark. Now Portland takes it the other way. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play.
And all the trapping had to frustrate Harden. But whatever may come, he's going to make the right play.
Yeah, and he can, Jay, because he's not just a good passer. He's a great passer. He averaged over double-digits assists the year they played him at point guard. He makes you pay for sending help.
They get the rebound to the right side. And it's McCollum in the corner. Tries again. The rebound by the Nets.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Harden finds Jordan. Back to Harden. Left side Harris from deep. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harris has got the game tied up here for Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Outside Anthony. Inside. And Cantor throws it down.
Oh, man, what a slam by Cantor. His size lets him make easy work of those big plays in the paint.
Here's Jordan. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Brooklyn shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Shooting for Brooklyn, DeAndre Jordan.
And he knocks down the first one.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Harris. And it's Brown in for Irving. Harden against Lillard. McCollum outside. Again, McCollum missing. And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. And the dunk by Jordan.
And that's what Jordan does best, an extremely lethal dunker.
Lillard outside. Knocks down the 3 ball. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problem.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Best. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Their field goal percentage was a robust. And
in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Enes Kanter. What a contribution.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
On the floor for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3 slot. Harden with it. From deep 3-point range. Again, the miss by Harden. Lillard up top, guarded by Harden. Powell dishes to Covington. Pass to McCollum. Fires at the elbow. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2. Well, the passion in New York as a pro sports city, Greg, is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it, just kind of what your personal preference is.
You called it, partner, and I have seen it happen both ways.
Oh, I bet. Harden outside. From deep. And it's Portland with the rebound.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Covington in the corner. Back to Lillard. A 3 ball. At the tip. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. And now it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive board.
From deep, Harden. Rebounded by Covington. Covington's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And see, Webb, the strength and conditioning of James Harden, something I'm not certain everybody has an appreciation for.
Yeah, and to your point, back in high school, despite leading Artesia to back-to-back state championships, Harden dealt with asthma and was frankly out of shape. Over the years, dedication to diet and training, that enabled him to reach new heights.
The Nets working the ball around now. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So for the Nets, Jeff Green is checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And Harris subbed in for Luwawu Cabarro. Lillard from deep three-point land. James Harden with the rebound.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Irving draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Trailblazers.
Bruce Brown, he's checked in for James Harden.
The determination of Irving. He's a type A personality who just wants to win.
Now the pass to Powell. Back to Lillard. He's covered by Brown. Lillard outside. Jacks up a three. Hands it from downtown. Lillard's got the lead up to 11 now for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Aldridge trying to break free.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Lillard against Irving. Lillard against Irving. Anthony. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Anthony's got his first bucket in this one.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the three spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Passes it to Irving. And here is Harris. It's Aldridge high post. He's against Cantor. Irving's shot is good.
Just another way Aldridge beats you. As a facilitator, very comfortable making decisions.
Lillard against Irving. Pass to Anthony. It's Powell on the wing. Lillard the pass to Cantor. It's Powell on the wing. Second shot opportunity. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Crafty pump fake by Cantor right there. Outwitted the defender and won himself a trip to the line.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Griffin comes in for Green. Luwawu Cabarro, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Kyrie Irving. Portland also making some changes. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard.
At the line for two.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. There's 14 seconds left in the third. Kicks it to Carmelo for the three. And the three ball is good. Anthony's got 5 points in the quarter.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
And so it's Portland holding on to an... And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. We've got Brown. Griffin is out there with Joe Harris. Then it's Jordan, and it's Harden in at the one spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Kicks it out to Jones. Nets trail by 13. Harden outside. It's stolen by Jones. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
It's a scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Irving's checked in for the Nets. Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. Back to McCollum. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Harris against Jones. Pass to Nurkic. Feeds to Jones. It's stolen by Harris.
That's one of the few mistakes they've made tonight. They've limited turnovers. That's helped them grow this lead and keep it. An alley-oop maestro. Griffin is consistent at finishing off any lob thrown his way.
The feed to Covington. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 13. Nets shooting around 41% on the night. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
I don't think that was a pass he should make. Too many things can go wrong. I mean, they're lucky to keep possession.
No one covering.
I like how Irving fills the defense out. He's sensing he has room to shoot and fire once he gets the rock.
McCollum against Irving. Here's Simons. Back to Nurkic. 6 to shoot. There's the pass to Simons. Nurkic in the post. Guarded by Jordan. And Nurkic gets it to go.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Good on the shot. Griffin's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's just freakish athleticism by Griffin, carving into the defense with such ease and precision.
Here's Simons. Jones with it. And it's Harden picking him up. And it's Simons missing.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving them.
But they get it back. And Harden on the follow. Harden's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Nets.
That's not the typical way Harden creates his own shot, but it's effective. Work hard on the glass and you'll get some easy buckets out of it.
McCollum left side. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
And any lob to Jordan is about as sure a thing as you can get. So athletic for a big with tremendous hands, and big fella knows how to get in prime position for those alley-oop feeds.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
Irving continues to bury big shot after big shot. He just has a knack for stepping up in crucial moments.
It's McCollum on the wing, covered by Irving. Griffin with the steal. And oh, here we go. Harris, nobody back. And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep, and he'll shoot 2 at the line. He hits the first one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And so he hits both.
And that makes it a one-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
Green, he's checked in for the Nets. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor, he's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Powell, he's checked in for Jones. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Harris. And the Nets miss again. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
Look at Enes Kanter maintaining that competitive energy. Finds a big shot to keep them in it.
Irving dishes to Harden. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Harden's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, man, there's no denying that Harden nails these shots all the time. Love how he just takes over these possessions.
Lillard against Harden. And a Wide open look for McCollum. Cans the three.
He's an experienced player in clutch situations. I mean, McCollum loves being the guy that takes these important shots.
Count it.
When the game is up in the air, Harden delivers. Easy to understand why he is seen as one of the best players in the league.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. McCollum outside. It's good.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is no let-up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
No good from Jordan. And here is Anthony. And they go to the intentional foul. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Powell's got room. Off target with the open look. And so it's Portland winning this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really... there below is quite a few injuries here between the two teams. 5 players out tonight.
5 players unavailable tonight. A lot of minutes and shots to go around.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. And there's Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And for the Nets, Joe Harris is out there with Green. Then there's Irving. Then it's Jordan, and it's Harden in at the 1. Just 5 to shoot. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by Paul George. Zubac with it, guarded now by Irving. A shot off that time.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
You know, this is something you practice over and over again. I'm surprised they couldn't execute.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Jackson passes to Zubac. Harden against Jackson. Back to Zubac. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Harden finds Jordan.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a pat to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. George against Irving. Leonard on the wing. 3-pointer. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Feeling that one all the way. Leonard lethal in the catch-and-shoot game.
And, guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Now here's Leonard. Left side Jackson. Outside for Batum. Leonard inside, guarded by Green. Here's Zubac. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And it's Leonard missing.
Yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
The kick out to Irving from downtown. Let's keep it alive. Pass to Harris. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. George finds Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Now here's Harden. Batum with the steal. Kicks it out to Leonard. Jackson passes to George. Back to Jackson. To the paint, and stolen by Jordan. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And it's a tie ball game.
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
Pass to Jackson. 1:19 left in the first quarter. Batum passes to Zubac. It's stolen by Green. In the corner, Harden with the putback. And there's Jordan putting it right back in. Jordan's got his second bucket.
One of the great rebounders in this league. When Jordan does score, this is often how it happens.
Jackson looking it over. Zubac in the post. He's against Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Zubac finds George. And George with the stuff.
I mean, he is explosive with his leaping ability. Paul George is well versed in finishing above the rim.
And the jam by Harden.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now here's Jackson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Leonard kicks to Zubac. Makes it off the glass.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
To the inside, Leonard with the steal, and pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. And that one is good from Zubac. Zubac has got 6 points. 4 seconds left, and the dunk by Jordan.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Tie game in Brooklyn. And the second. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated all the talent.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
They've got Griffin on out there with Harden. And there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Claxton in at the 4-man position. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. 4 on the clock. And that one's good by Aldridge. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You got to like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are 3 guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. To do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. And Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league. And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Aldridge finds Brown. Harden with it. He's covered by Rondo. Harden, no good.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point land.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Nets. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. On the wing, Harden. Outside, Griffin takes a 3. Kept alive for Los Angeles. They've gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Outside for Rondo. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. Irving's checked in for James Harden. Morris looking over the floor. Passes to Mann. Shot clock at 6. Here's Kennard. The feed now to Patterson. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away. Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Rondo dishes to Patterson. Rondo can't get it to go.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
And that one's good, Griffin.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Clippers trail by 6. Here's Mann. No points in the game yet for him. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And again, no good by the Clippers. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Claxton the pass to Griffin. And on the way from Irving for 3. To rebound by Patterson. Clippers shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
This is who you want leading that play. A sure passer with great awareness.
Irving against Rondo. It's stolen by Rondo. Down low. Count that one, and the Nets' lead has been cut down to 2 on the bucket from Mann.
With a high basketball IQ and improving playmaking abilities, Luke's growing as a distributor.
Great pass to set up the lay-in. Claxton's got his first points of the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Mann passes to Patterson. Here's Mann. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, but now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
The kick out to Irving. Beyond the arc. It's good from long range. Irving's got 5 now.
Oh, he is saying, come out and find me. Kyrie from well beyond the arc.
Now Rondo. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And the pass to Patterson. Out to Morris. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Just 4 seconds left now here in the second. And Irving launches it from deep. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the open. And that's going to do it for us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been quite a game so far for DeAndre Jordan.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
Basketball 101. You've got to put a body on him. Unfortunately, that's a fundamental that's gone by the wayside.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. They've got Batum. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the center. Clock at 6. The shot by George wide open. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Oh, and James Harden throws it down hard.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Jackson passes to Zubac. And foul on the shot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
I mean, hard to fathom that Blake Griffin is becoming one of the more prolific three-point shooters among NBA big men.
Greg, it was a shot he barely attempted through his first 6 seasons in the league. Now he's made it a key part of his arsenal.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. He had a nice open look right there.
You love the balance from Reggie Jackson. Generate more power in the catch and shoot.
Irving kicks to Harris. He dishes it to Griffin. Inside, elbow shot is on the way. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. George with the ball, and Leonard gets it to go.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Lost to Irving. And a deep three from Harden. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Jeff Green is checked in for Blake Griffin. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Batum scanning the floor. Leonard finds Zubac. Back to Leonard. Pass to Batum. 5 on the clock. For the tie. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Leonard's got it all tied up now for Los Angeles.
With hands wider than the dimensions of the basketball, Kawhi able to control it with ease.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At the line for 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Brown drops them both. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. A 2-point game. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played.
The flat-out speed of Reggie Jackson. No struggles getting to the rim and then doing something about it when he gets there.
Ball's knocked loose. Pass to Johnson. Kicks it to Brown. Patterson against Aldridge. The layup off target. The Clippers have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Morris dishes to Patterson. Outside for George. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Finished off the break. Brown's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's the pass you want. Orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
Outside, George. Now the pass to Jackson. Outside for George. Shot clock at 5. 2 points. That one goes.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
The offensive rebound, Claxton. Aldridge left side. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Nets lead by 2.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Jackson against Johnson. Patterson passes to George. Back to Patterson. And George, here we go. And he banks in the layup. George has got 6.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Now about 10 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Well, what did Coach tell us? He wanted each guy to contest shots and rebound tonight. That's exactly what we just saw.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. 12 seconds left here in the third quarter. Out to Morris. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
And a deep 3 from Harden. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting fourth quarter.
Show up.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And for the Nets, they're shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Green is out there with Jordan. Then it's Harden, then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Harris in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Rondo against Harden. Rondo passes to Batum. Back to Rondo. Stolen by Harden. And an intentional foul right there. Paul George is checked in for the Clippers. Leonard against Harris. Jordan kicks to Harden. Jordan the pass to Harris. Offline with his 3.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
The shot's good. Batum's got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
I like that approach, playing inside out, forcing the defense to scramble.
Harden against Rondo. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back 3, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a 2-move torture chamber.
On the wing, Batum. Pass to Zubac. Outside for George. Drills it from outside.
He's been doing this a long time. George can hurt you from outside, inside, and everywhere in between.
And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
Rondo finds Zubac. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
The rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
The first one falls.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Green in the post, defended by Batum, stolen by Zubac. Rondo with it. In the corner, George with it. Rondo looking around. To the middle. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Zubac. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And Brooklyn making a change here. Griffin's checked in. Brooklyn trailing. Harden outside. He kicks to Irving. Down low. Stolen by George. Zubac with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Can't help but love the way Leonard plays the game. Stone-faced assassin.
Rondo against Harden. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum.
Yeah, easy call.
It's the first that narrows the lead down to just 3.
And really, on top of all else Harden does for you at this end, he's a tremendous free throw shooter, around 85% for his career. Clutch.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Pass to George. Outside Jackson. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And the technical free throw is good.
Tight ball game. Who do you want at the charity stripe? This guy.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. Jackson against Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. George looking around. And Zubac picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Nets trail by 3. In the pass to Irving. That one goes. Count it.
When the lights are at its brightest, Kyrie loves coming through.
1:10 left in the 4th quarter. Jackson passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Feeds it to Jordan. Back to Irving. Here's Claxton. Harden the pass to Irving. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
George against Irving. Here's Zubac. Count it!
Good read from Paul George. He's very skilled at realizing when he should make these passes.
Harden dishes to Irving. Back to Harden. We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Pops it up for Jordan. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
What strength by DeAndre. Really love seeing him sky up for the thunderous slam.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Yeah, free throws put them in an excellent position to win this thing now. It's all in the hands of the D.
Right side Leonard. Outside Jackson. Batum wide open. He fired. Off on that one. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, David. for both teams, players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. And for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. He feeds it to Jackson. Outside for George. Leonard dishes to Jackson. George looking around. To the inside. Covington with the steal. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. And the shot is good.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
On the wing, Jackson. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league.
Count that one.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
Now here's Jackson. Outside Leonard. From the top of the key. Here's Zubac. Outside for Batum. And the rebound by Nurkic.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit. Who knows? But he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
The shot by Powell, no good.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. McCollum, no good. LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Jackson, and the layup is good.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now, here's Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
My question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
And George with the stuff.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass.
Here's Lillard. Back to Covington. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. Rondo can't get it to go. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Man passes to Patterson. Shoots over Covington. That misses off the backboard. The Trailblazers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Here's Anthony. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and mellow, one of the best to ever do it.
Outside Rondo. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first. In the corner, it's Morris. 6 on the shot clock. Swiped it away. And McCollum launches it from deep. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. McCollum's got 5 points so far.
I don't think the range surprises anyone anymore. CJ can shoot the lights out from any position.
Now here's Rondo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Patterson. Dishes it to Rondo. Pass to Man. Shot to stop the run, and he sinks the layup.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal. Has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Trailblazers out in front. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Anthony out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Jones. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the guard position. Here's Rondo. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
Over to the left wing. Man passes to Patterson, and that one is good.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Here's Jones. It's a hand on it, and Kanter able to finish. Kanter's got his first points in this one.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Now here's Rondo. D right on him. There's the 3. The rebound by Simons. Trailblazers leading by 8. McCollum dishes to Jones. Out to Anthony. Puts up a 3. They get it back. And Kanter able to finish.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
To the left wing. Here's Man. He is guarded by McCollum. Rondo drives in. Pass to Patterson. Wide open. Almost, but it rolls out. Portland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Nurkic checked in for Portland. Norman Powell comes in for C.J. McCollum. Anthony in the corner. Kicks it out to Jones. Powell for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Powell's got the lead up to 13 now for Portland.
Well, on the catch and shoot, Norman Powell ready to rise and fire.
Outside, George out to the wing. Patterson with it. Jones covering. Leonard with the bucket.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 11. And Anthony sends it back.
Melo just reading the play the right way, put in the extra effort to come up with such a nice block.
Leonard kicks to George. Shoots over Powell. Knocked loose.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Shot's good by Anthony.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside, George. Lets a floater go. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Now Portland takes it the other way. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Powell with it. Guarded now by Morris. Jones, the pass to Nurkic. Outside Anthony. Had the space there, but it's offline.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Jackson finds Leonard. Jackson has the open look. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 14-4 run. Passes it to Jones. Nurkic against Jackson. And Nurkic with the basket on the assist by Jones. And the Trailblazers lead by 15. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And George, here we go. That one drops for him. George has got 6 points.
There's some toughness in the attitude of Paul George. Perfectly fends off the D on his way to the rack.
Out to Anthony. Powell, the pass to Anthony. Back to Powell. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At its highest, their lead topped out at 5 points. That's all for now.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
They've got Paul George. Batuma's out there with Ivica Zubac. And there's Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the 1 pick or the 2nd pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. The wide open shot by Little. Off target from outside. Clippers trail by 11. Outside, George. The Clippers keep it alive. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Giles. Goes back up. And the rejection by Jackson.
Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working. Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Jackson looking around, and they double up Jackson. Batum wide open. He fights. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Powell with it. There's the pass to Canner. The dish now to Lillard. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The putback, great positioning on the putback. Giles has got his first basket.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now here's Little. He's covered by Leonard. It's Powell on the wing. Inside, Lillard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, Dame loves to test the defense like that, runs up against it, and then outworks them.
So for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter, and McCollum subbed in for Norman Powell. Outside, Batum. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Giles, and it's Derek Jones in for Little. But they recover it. Kicks it out to Lillard. And here's McCollum for 3. The Trailblazers get it back in a new 14. Pass to Covington. Jones from outside. Wow. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And it's Rondo penetrating.
And just enjoy watching Rondo utilize that speed on the drive. Just kind of nice through the defense there and dares you to attack him.
A different look for the Clippers. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Kennard. Trailblazers leading by 13. McCollum left side. Back to Lillard. And 1:01 left in the third quarter. Jones kicks to Lillard. Here's Covington. Morris with the rebound.
You're not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Here's Patterson. The shot missing. Now Portland takes it the other way.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Jones. Here's Nurkic. Lillard outside. The tray. Nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Portland. And it's Rondo penetrating. Out left to the wing. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Right wing. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Here's Morris. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. And so it's Portland in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. At the 2 and the 3, McCollum and Little. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Lillard in at the point guard. Trailblazers keep it alive. Little kicks to Lillard. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge. Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
McCollum passes to Lillard. Back to McCollum. Here's the 3. The feed to Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. Outside, Covington. A second chance effort. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. He dishes it to Lillard. Nurkic. It's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 18.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
Cullen passes to Covington. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes in the first half, but he hasn't made one since.
And he makes the first.
If I remember when Patrick Patterson was coming out of high school, major recruiting battle. Every school seemed to want this guy. Duke, Florida, you name it. But the Kentucky Wildcats win again.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Lillard.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
On the wing, Jackson. Outside for Batum. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Pass to Kanter. Here's Simons. Portland moving the ball around. Back to Anthony. Here's Kanter. Passes to Simons. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the dunk by Jackson.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Simons surveying the D. Kicks to Little. And there's the pass to Simons. Leonard against McCollum. Little passes to McCollum, and it's sent back by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice is that?
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Reggie Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Powell's checked in. Now here's Rondo. Defense right on him. And that one is good from Zubac.
And Rondo is a dime dropper. One of the best passing point guards our game has ever seen.
McCollum against George. Cullen passes to Kanter. In the corner, Powell with it. George against Kanter. Takes a shot at the elbow. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
Elite offensive rebounder from the moment he stepped between the lines. Enes Kanter, that is a strength of his game.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
His production has been unbelievable, a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Trailblazers.
The key here, guys, was second chance points.
They pounded the offensive glass and won the scrambles for loose balls, giving them plenty of added opportunity.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for C.J. McCollum.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
Jones checked in for the Trailblazers. There's 39 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Out to the right wing. Outside for Rondo. Takes the 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
Jones for 3. Oturu with the rebound. And the miss. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead. We are...
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Irving is out there with Harden. Then there's Green. Then it's Jordan. And it's Harris in at the 3. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. Now McCollum. James Harden missing on the 3. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. He feeds it to Nurkic. Lays it up and banks it in. Terrific talented backcourts tonight, Greg. Did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Irving from long range. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Lillard looking around. And that one, good.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Now here's Irving. Harden outside. And it's in off the backboard.
And, you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
The Trailblazers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game.
And Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And you know, Greg, he studied the greats. I mean, he loved Ginobili's Euro step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lessons. But you're right. Got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
Now, here is Irving. And Harris wide open. He shoots. They get it again. Kicks it out to Harden. Nets passing it around. Outside, Green. Clock at 4. Second chance shot. He doesn't hit that one.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Lillard outside. Fires the 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
It's his first trip to the line. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And here's Anthony from the arc. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
1:06 left to play in the first quarter. Lets it go. That shot off. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Harden. Oh, and James Harden throws it down hard.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Outside, Jones. 44 seconds left to play in the first quarter. McCollum from deep three-point land. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Nets trail by 9. Green finds Harris. Irving from long range. Shot clock reset for the Nets.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Anthony dishes to Cantor. And the call will be against Harris. That is his first foul of the game. A 3 off the inbound. Cantor, the pass to McCollum. The wide open look here for Anthony. Trailblazers keep it alive. Over to the wing. Here's Simons.
Well, Irving looking engaged and aggressive there, making an impact at the defensive end.
And so it's Portland ahead by 9 as the quarter comes. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Green. Kyrie Irving is out there with Harden. Then there's Brown. And it's Jordan in at the center filling out the middle. Here's Brown after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Brown the pass to Jordan. To the paint. Over Cantor. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
Lillard's checked in for Portland. To the left wing. Over to the left wing. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got the lead up to 14 now for Portland.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Here's Lillard. James Harden picking up that last basket and stolen by Jordan. And here comes Harden leading the fast break. And then Brown with the dunk.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
Passes it to Simons. Anthony in the corner to the inside. Cantor kicks to Lillard. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
So it's Portland now. After the basket by Brooklyn, Lillard the pass to Jones. Lets it go from deep. Jordan with the rebound. And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. It's a 10-point game, and it's Brown missing.
Well, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Over in the corner, Lillard. Good on the triple. Lillard's got 8 points.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 8. Here's Simons. A three-pointer off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Lillard. And so they foul intentionally. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
Now here's Harden. He has 6.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games. You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Little. He's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And then for Brooklyn, Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Luwawu Cabarro in for Harris. Now here's Little. Nurkic kicks to Powell. Pass to Little for 3. Back to Powell. Right side, Covington. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Just 4 to shoot. Lillard with no one around. Back to Powell. Over Harden. They grab their own miss. Pass to Powell. And here's Covington from the arc. James Harden with the rebound. Aldridge kicks to Harden. It's Brown on the wing. Here's Aldridge. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson along. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They lead by 14. Kenny, what's your viewpoint?
Well,
and that'll do it.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Lillard against Harden. Lillard dishes to Covington. High post, Nurkic. McCollum outside. Rebound, Brooklyn. Harden the pass to Jordan. Back to Harden. Launches a 3. Sinks the triple. Harden's got it back down to within single digits for Brooklyn.
Now, you got to remember that Harden has a quick trigger, staple gun quick. This guy is looking to score as soon as the ball touches his hands.
And here's Covington from the arc, buries it from three-point range. Covington's got 8 points.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Powell kicks to Covington. Three-pointer, Lillard. And Irving pulls it down.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Harden finds Green. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists in the game. Portland leading by 7. Lillard the pass to Covington. It's McCollum on the wing. No good on the triple. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Nets. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden. Often maligned for his lack of effort defensively. But quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well. Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Nets trail by 8. Outside Griffin. Irving passes to Harris. Now Irving. From deep three-point range, and Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Simons the pass to Powell. Here's Simons, and there's the defensive 3-second call. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
And the technical free throw is good. Bruce Brown, who's checked in for Brooklyn. Nets trail by 9. Fires the 3. And it's Irving missing.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
McCollum against Brown. That one goes in.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
The pass to Irving from deep. That one doesn't go. And the Trailblazers going the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Passes it to Simons. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Pass to Powell, and it's McCollum in the corner. Powell kicks to Anthony. Cantor. It's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
And usually amongst the leaders in the offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
So it's Portland now, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
And it's off from three-point range. Portland leading by 10. Here's the break. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And it's Simons missing. Brooklyn's gone to the three-point shot 8 times already in the second half and hit 4 of them. Here's Harris. Harris missing again. Pass to Simons. In the corner, Powell with it. Portland again missing. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Nets trail by 10, and Brooklyn looking who they've got. They've got Harris. Jordan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Brown, and it's Irving at the 1.
You know, sometimes overwhelming presence. Aldridge is a handful to deal with because of his height, strength, and length.
McCollum, no good.
You know, brick after brick after brick. I mean, that's been the story for him this quarter. I mean, he's got to brain it in down the stretch here.
Brown wide open. He fires. No good from outside. Portland leading by 8. Covington passes to McCollum. Yes, that goes in.
Doesn't quite have the height, but boy, does McCollum have the heart. He's a relentless finisher in traffic.
James Harden, he's checked in for Brown. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done differently, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of those.
Yes.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. They trail by 11. Jordan finds Irving. It's Aldridge high post. Back to Irving. The pass to Harden. 6 to shoot. And the Nets miss again.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. Takes it out to Covington. Lillard dishes to Jones. Back to Lillard. Free throw line jump shot. That one good for 2. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
The Nets making a switch here. Green's checked in, and Harris drops them both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
Covington wide open. He fires. No good with the triple. Nets trail by 11. Jordan kicks to Harden. Pass to Irving. Over McCollum. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Outside, Jones to the left side wing. Harden against Lillard. Back to Jones. Feeds it to Nurkic. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Portland leading by 11. Jones, the pass to McCollum. Nurkic dishes to McCollum. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
Yeah, but Clark, the other thing that sticks out for me, the number of assists they made over the course of this game.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. And Norman Powell subbed in for Derek Jones. And the basket is good.
And the coaching staff doesn't have any issue putting the ball in Kanter's hands inside. And why not? That part of his game is very refined.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. A deep three from Irving. Portland grabs the miss. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. And Lillard kicks to Powell. Portland moving the ball around. And here's Covington from the arc. A three-pointer is right on target.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Trailblazers.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Damian Lillard.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Yeah, Harris shows great competitiveness in answering the opponent's three with the payback three of his own.
Kanter finds McCollum. Back to Kanter. This one for three. He can't get it to go. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Irving from long range. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency, huh? They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Lillard way outside. Off target with that shot. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage